bringing you news, politics, and whatever else tickles my fancy. Welcome to the Ho Ho Show, and I'm your host, Ho Ho. Coming at you live from the attic on the Ho Ho Show, and I am your host, Ho Ho. This is Saturday edition, third Saturday edition, actually. So my website, as I have said, is up and going. You can find that at thehohoshow.com. My email is hoho@thehohoshow.com. I also have a telephone number for Skype if you want to call into the show. That number is 217-917-4405. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, public figure page, Tumblr, hell, everywhere. All right. This is going to be a good episode. There's all kinds of stuff that I've taken notes on. I have no idea how much of this I'm going to actually get through. Some of it is rather controversial. So, on that stuff, I invite you to do some research. I've actually got to do some tracking down of some articles. It's one of the things that I'll just look crap up. I might not necessarily remember where I find it from. I've had that issue in the past, and yeah, it's one of them that kind of sucks with it, but hey, it happens. But as I rediscover this stuff, I will, put it in my website and, let people look at this stuff. Yeah. So all kinds of stuff to get to. Holy cow. All right. Well, let's go ahead and open up the show with, something that I had read on somewhere, and this is based off of a Facebook post that some gal did, and she got her butt hurt whenever she went into Hobby Lobby, and they had a picture of a cotton plant in the decor section because hey, it's art, it's cotton, it's a picture of a plant, who cares? And I don't know if she's I have no idea the race of her. I really don't know. I don't know. And truth be told, I don't care. And she was, she put a she did a post on Facebook, and this thing it blew up. It went viral, and I'm not even going to read you what the thing says. Okay. But basically she's just slammed them for being, racially insensitive. And of which case, guys, I'm not racist. I'm really not. But it's one of them things that, look, I've never owned a slave. I don't know anybody that's been a slave. Can we please move on already? Please. You're never going to grow if you don't just stop it. It's kind of like an analogy that I had heard with, with that whole, if you look, if you're turned around going through life and you're always looking in the past, then every little stump, every little twig, every little pebble that you come across, because you're trying to walk through life basically walking backwards, every little thing is going to cause you to stumble. So if you just turn around, let your past be behind you, then you actually have a chance of going somewhere in your life, as a society, as people, as a race, as a gender, as a whatever. It holds true, And this isn't coming from me. This is coming from people who are a hell of a lot smarter than I am, But it's still one of the things that you can see it. You look at society. What are we doing? Obama did absolute worst in race relations that we have ever had in 50 freaking years, all because he made it okay to be offended about shit. So now here's this picture, decor. It's of a cotton plant. It's just a plant. It's, right there. There's nothing else in it. There's not farm equipment in it at all. There's not any people in it, black, white, or otherwise. Sorry. Okay, yeah, these are the stupid things my mind does. It was great. I'm not even going to tell you what my mind just said and did and right. Oh, it was great and amazing, but I'm keeping that to myself. I don't even care, you know. But you know, she wrote on this because I guess she was receiving death threats, this, that, and the other, and you know, it's like, okay, again, grow up, people, both of you. And she was saying, and this was funny. She was being accused of being divisive. That's that amazing word she threw in there. She's being divisive. And she was like, you know, I had no intention of being divisive. This was just, you know, a consumer to a retailer type of thing. It wasn't meant to be divisive. And my reaction to that was bullshit. All right? Straight up bullshit. Okay? Total bullshit. Because here's the thing. If it was meant to be and supposed to be just a consumer to a retailer, you would have sent them an email. You would have done something else. You know, you would have did a comment card and given it to the store. No, you put it on Facebook. And here's another thing. You know, it's okay. So by definition, what she did was being divisive. That was her goal. That was her point. You know, hello. You know, that's one thing about me. It's like I don't give a shit if you're going to give me an orange. I'm not a fan of oranges, but I don't give a shit. Call it an orange. You know, if you know that I don't like oranges and you give me an orange and you tell me that it's an apple, I say, fuck you, Joe Boo. I do it myself. You know, because you don't lie to me. You know, I'm intelligent enough. I can read between the lines. I see shit. You know, it is what it is. You know, you do something like that. You're being divisive. Don't call it something else. Call it what it is. Okay? And, you know, and that actually brings me to something else, too, that, you know, with, and this is everybody, you see this kind of crap happen on Facebook all the time. You know, they put their dirty laundry out on there. And they're just, you know, and then they get upset whenever people tell them that, hey, you know, you've got brown streaks on your underbridges. You know, and then they get all butthurt about it. They get all butthurt about it because, oh, why are you looking at my dirty laundry and commenting on that? And it's like, why the fuck you putting it out on the line in front of everybody to see? You know, I mean, don't put your life out there on Facebook or social media or anywhere and then be pissed off about people because they're bringing up your, you know, the problems that you got, or they're bringing up something wrong and this, that, and the other. It's like, okay, if you're going to live your life on social media, be prepared for the backlash. And don't be mad about the backlash. All right? So, just, I don't get it. I really don't. So, that pretty well covers that one right there. Let's throw that away. Hey, I actually made the trash can. That's pretty cool. That doesn't happen very often. There's a reason why I do not play basketball. And that's the reason right there. Has nothing to do with me being overweight and short and slow. And I have short little pudgy arms. And I'm round. I could be the basketball. Yeah. But yeah, that's not the reason. None of those is the reason why I do not play basketball. So, yes. I got one more little thing I want to talk about before I go off the break. And this is something that I read. All right, and truth be told, I kind of seen this in a few different places as far as, you know, and it's also one of the things that made me laugh. This is kind of short, really. I mean, there's not a lot to talk about on this one. And that's because I've kind of touched base on it in, you know, other previous... Actually, I think my first episode was about North Korea, which is what I'm bringing up now. So here it is. NK, rockets to U.S. they are calling inevitable. Mr. Smith said that himself. Inevitable. You know, a little Matrix reference. Yeah, at any rate. Apparently... Kim Jong-un was not impressed that Trump called him Rocket Man. That's funny. Apparently, he was not impressed with that. And he didn't like it. So, that's where that kind of went. You know, and that's one of the things with I really have no clue. You know, I mean, there's so much stuff going back and forth on, you know, with these two. I mean, there really is. You know, and... maybe on both sides of the fence, these guys are, just manning it for their people. Kim Jong-un and, Trump. Who knows? I have no idea. But the fact of the matter is, and this is the thing that does concern me, is you have a crazy man, with his finger on the button. You never know what he's going to do. I mean, yes, absolutely. I know this and you know this, that we have the weaponry, we have the capability, we have ICBMs, we have MOABs, we have, Hellfire missiles, we have all kinds of, little bitty drones that, we've got all kinds of things that we can do, that we can send over there to him that'll just wreck his whole day. Yes, we do. And actually a buddy of mine, he said that what he would love to do is, send in a SEAL team over there to his house, drop in South Korea, go marching up through there with their night vision goggles, go right inside the man's house, shave his head bald, videotape the entire thing, and then leave again, and then, hell, sell his hair on eBay and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, that would... the guy would throw a fit, but hey, that's one of the things that the people would see, is that their fearless leader Kim Jong-un is not the god they were told that he was. Because yes, Kim Jong-un is treated over there in North Korea as a god. He is their supreme leader. Take me to your leader. But yeah, that's how he's treated as. That's how did you know that his haircut, the stupid haircut that guy's got, it's actually illegal, punishable by death, more than likely. I have no idea if it's punishable by death or not, but it is illegal for anybody else to have that haircut. Like anybody else would want that haircut, but you know what I'm saying. It's illegal to get your haircut like his, because he is so amazing and awesome that heaven forbid anybody else wants their haircut like his. Yeah, that guy's ridiculous. He really is. It's one of them, grow up. But I mean, yeah, I don't know what's going on. There's so much stuff out there that, it could go either way. It really could. Although I do believe that, in a matter of speaking, that if they do 100% get the capabilities to actually do it, not that they would necessarily fire it on us. And I don't know as if he is stupid enough to actually fire upon South Korea, just because of, it could potentially be bad for North Korea as well. But I could easily see them firing upon somebody. I don't think they would do it to us, not right off the bat. Maybe, but probably not. I think the backlash on that, definitely the backlash would be too great. I don't think he'd want to do it. But that's not to say that he wouldn't shoot missiles into somebody else, just to see what would happen. The man's crazy. He is. He has a complex, But, all right, guys, quick break. And when I return, I am going to... Ooh, do I want to do that one already? Wow. You know what? I might skip that. I might go to that article. Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I'll save that for the segment after that. No, I'll cover both of them. I don't know. All right, well, hey, let's go ahead and take a quick break. And when I get back, I'm going to talk some more stuff. I don't know what yet. I haven't decided. I got a couple things I can go. So, yeah, it'll be fun and interesting. All right, just a few minutes. All right. And I am in the attic on the Ho Ho Show. Of course, I'm your host. Ho ho. And the call-in number, if you want to call in and, weigh in on any topic I'm discussing or have discussed, that telephone number is 217-917-4405. And of course, and I don't think I've actually mentioned this one yet, but when I am broadcasting live, there is also this amazing feature in the app itself. It's called Chat. That's right. You can actually log into it using the Spreaker app. You can get that on Android and the iTunes store, whatever that thing's called. I don't know. I'm not an Apple guy. I'm really not. I'm an Android guy. I like the little robot dude. He's pretty cool. He likes to eat apples. Did you know? Speaking of Apple, okay, all right, this is actually kind of neat. Do you know what the once bitten apple is actually a what it is representing? Do you know? I wish I had Jeopardy music on this. Let's see. Do I have anything that? Yeah, here we go. This will be my "You Think About It" music. Sanford and Son. What does the once bitten apple? What is it representing? And I'll give you a hint. Disney. No, it's not Adam and Eve. Come on, guys. That's a twice bitten apple. Oh, yeah, I know what you're thinking. Any ideas? All right. It represents the, Snow White, the apple that Snow White bit into. Yeah. That's what it actually, the once bitten apple. So, yeah, you didn't know that, did you? Maybe you did. Who knows? All right, so I've got two articles here. I got one of them that is actually pretty stinking amazing. Biology type thing related, plant. Pretty awesome. The implications on this is huge. And then I have a highly controversial, terrifying in its implications. Yeah, implications. One of them words that's this big and whatnot. So which one should I do? L or R, eeny, meeny, miny, or Mony. Here she come now, saying money. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. So, there are two Republicans whom are going to be putting a request for full disclosure on all the information that the CIA has on the JFK assassination. That's right, guys. Still, however many years after the fact, we still have not had all of the information released on this from the CIA. Now, okay, guys. Now, I have listened to interviews. I have watched movies. I have watched videos. The actual reels that, from then of the assassination. I can talk, really, I can. Of that, and let's just put it this way. The Warren report was bullshit. There's no other way to put it. Come on. They actually still have in the Warren report of the, the weird bullet theory, and it's just, okay, there's a movie. All right. I seen the movie, the JFK movie with Kevin Costner, and I seen that a long time ago. And I kid you not, guys, it is actually a very, very good movie. It makes you think and go, I wonder. And it really does. Very, very well put together movie. And in some of the research that I have done, the different videos and, just the interviews and from people who have spent, researching this for 20 years, researching this, getting eyewitness accounts, talking to people on the ground, talking to people that, the doctors whom worked on JFK. And just a little FYI too, at the time when JFK was assassinated, it was not a federal offense to kill the president. So, yeah, it wasn't classified as a federal offense. It wasn't a federal crime. But anyway, oops, didn't mean to hit that. Oops. But yeah, but after reading and listening and interviews and knowing where this guy had gotten his sources and just the huge repertoire of people that he talked to, and a lot of these people, guys, it's like they didn't want to talk because, their lives were being threatened by the information that they knew. This goes beyond a keep your mouth shut act, what that's called, a gag order or whatever. This goes beyond that because they wasn't threatening you with a lawsuit. They were killing people. There were a lot of people that turned up missing, that were associated with this. But, one of the things, though, but after, listening to these interviews and, the stories and getting the information, and I kid you not, I'm listening to this guy talk about it and the facts that he was bringing forward and stuff. And I call them facts because these are things that, questions that were raised and things that were, eyewitness account proven to be accurate. And it's not a question. It's a fact. There's so many questions on this that, okay, let's just put it this way, guys. Lee Harvey Oswald didn't do it. It's impossible. Okay? And here is, an aspect of the movie that they completely got right. In the Kevin Costner, I don't remember who actually was the director of this movie, but, 45 seconds after the fatal kill shot, okay, Lee Harvey Oswald was seen downstairs in the lunchroom just chillaxing. His hair was not disheveled. He was not sweating. He was not panting. He was just chillaxing. We don't know why he was there. We don't know if he was there meeting somebody. We don't know if he was actually on his lunch or anything of that nature. But it is impossible for him to kill, final kill shot on the president, to hide his gun because it was hidden, it was stashed away upstairs, and then to run down, I think, like 4 or 5 flights of stairs, and to be sitting at a table with your hair not being disheveled, not sweaty, not panting, not out of breath, not nothing, just chillaxing in 45 seconds. It's impossible. But those are the eyewitness accounts of that day. He was a patsy. He was killed, come on. This was a complete setup. And this is another aspect of the movie that they actually did get it right. He was taken out into a garage. There was press. There were people. It wasn't secured. And he was killed by a guy who, it was revealed and it was proven that he had ties to the mob, And that's one of them things, though, too. Okay, the movie, it got it right. There's so much of that movie that just... Yeah, and that movie used actual photography, actual film and footage. He did a really good job on that movie with everything that he did, and it truly is scary how accurate it was. How many, and this is even still at the time, they had more questions than answers, and even still, we have more questions than answers. I've actually even heard a theory on somebody whom shot him, and a position from where he shot him at, and that one was, holy crap, if that one is true, because this man, he claims that he wasn't anywhere in town, during the time that, the assassination happened, around the time frame that the assassination happened. Let me be clear on that. Around the time that the assassination happened. And he was actually, there's photographs of him standing, like 2 people away from the president, from John F. Kennedy. Okay? So it's like, okay, so you claim you wasn't even in the vicinity during the time, in Houston, in the area, whatever, during the time. So what do you mean? Okay, so what you're saying is wrong and you're lying about it, so why are you lying about it? Come on, this happened a long time ago. If you don't have anything to hide, then there's absolutely no reason to lie. Unless you truly don't remember. But even still, this is one of them times in human history, in just political history, in the history of the United States, that if, that's kind of like, the Twin Towers coming down. People know where they were. They know what they were doing. They know what they were watching on TV. People remember where they were when they heard it happen. It was a moment that shocked the country. The country in unison mourned on that day. Same thing goes with the JFK assassination. People know where they were at because the entire country mourned for the president. So yeah. So here he is going to lie about where he was whenever there is photographic proof that he wasn't where he says he was. I don't even know where he says he was, but he wasn't where he says he was because he was standing 2 people away from the president, and there's a photograph to prove it. But anyway, not even getting into that. There's also other facts around that too. That's like, one, it was the top was off the car. That no. The Secret Service were told to lay back. There was a last moment change in where the motorcade was going to go. I mean, there's a lot of things that shouldn't have happened the way that they happened. And you can see in the actual footage of the assassination of one of the guys getting told to fall back, and he's trying to go up next to the president and whatnot and be a shield, and just there's a lot of things, guys. I mean, just look at from an open perspective. Just think about it, and just look at what's going on, and like, wow, that's not right. Why is this happening? So yeah, there's a lot of things around that, and like I said, guys, I know this is controversial. I know that you don't want to believe that we're capable of something like this, that our government is capable of doing something like this. But, there's a lot of people that were assassinated around that time frame. Okay, I already talked about Lee Harvey Oswald. Of course, Robert Kennedy, he was assassinated because he was going to make a run for the presidency, and he absolutely did not believe the Warren report. So, damn good and well he was going to reopen that, and the CIA, of course, was like, oh, no, we can't have his little brother opening up the report and finding out that, oh, this is complete and utter horseshit, fabricated lie, like who's going to believe a magic bullet? I mean, come on. And that's what they expect you to believe. So, yeah, extremely, wow, what was that piece of paper? Oh, okay, yeah, all right. ADD moment. I have it. It's amazing. It's fun. Join me sometimes. Not sometimes, yeah. And, there's also 2 other people whom are rumored to have died by the hands of the CIA, people whom had direct contact with JFK and knew why he was assassinated. I'm going to leave those 2 people up to speculation. All right, I'll answer the question, but I'm not going to put it here. Maybe if you guys asked me about it, I would, but not here. But anyway, next story. Get rid of that one. There we go. Swoosh. Nothing but net, guys. All right. The other little piece of news that I had for this segment is, okay, this I believe came from CNBC, and this is not the first time that I had actually heard this story. I mean, I've actually heard about it and, kind of reading into it a little bit. And this, I kid you not, guys, this is amazing because the ramifications of this, just the benefit of this is awesome. Okay. There has been discovered in garbage dumps in Pakistan a plastic eating fungus. You heard it here, folks. A plastic eating fungus. That is too cool. It's like, okay, guys. Here's the thing with plastic. It when you burn it, the fumes are toxic. It's black. It's not good. Okay, it's horrible for the environment to burn it. All right, so just don't do that. Okay, it's bad. It's bad for you. Bad for the environment. Bad for birds. Bad for little bitty bugs. It's bad for flies. Fuck flies. It's bad. Just don't do that. Okay. It takes like just 5 years short of infinity for it to just break down and degrade biologically on its own. So So the only option to do this, of course, is just recycling. Of course, that's it. That's the only thing you can do to this stuff. Enough of that piece of paper. But And one of the things I heard about recycling with that stuff, I mean, like, you can't use, like, all of the plastic for recycling. Even the, the processes by which they use to recycle plastic is still bad. I mean, it's still, it's better than doing nothing, but it's still, not really all the best. I mean, it's not like you just melt it down and then redo it. I mean, because there's a lot more stuff they got to do to it. They got to do, sanitizing and cleansing and bacteria stuff they got to look into, and getting them cleaned, because all the crap that gets into it, it's like, you think about it, what do people put inside the plastic bottles? Well, soda, just all kinds of crap. So I mean, you've got to get rid of all that stuff and separate it, and it's a long process, and it's just now maybe the technology, because it's been a while since I researched anything onto that stuff. It's been a while, and it's very, very possible that now it's not, it's way more efficient than what it was. But even still, okay, a plastic eating fungus, that's amazing, guys. To be able to get that and then bring it in. I mean, who knows what type of environmental conditions that this fungus needs in order to grow and spread, and how long it takes. That's one of the things too, that I don't know how long it really takes for it to break down the plastic. I didn't find that in the article. I didn't, it'll just take some deeper research than what I did at the time. But I mean, even still, the possibilities on this is amazing. It's kick ass. I'm excited as hell about this. I mean, that is just cool stuff. So, all right, guys, another break, and then I've got some other stuff to talk about. It's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be cool. So, stick with me. Enjoy a couple minutes, and I shall return. That 2 minutes goes by quick. Hell yes, it does. All right, guys. Next article. Hold on. Oh, come on. Get off of there. You suck. All right, sorry about that. I had a frog in my throat. I had to get rid of it. I had to pause it there first, or, mute myself for a momento. All right, so this is going to cover from hither on forth movies or TV shows or, whatever. Okay, so It. All right, that sucker was the highest gross U.S. horror film. I thought that was amazing. I still have yet to see it. but I am very hopeful. And because of its success, because of Stephen King's book 1922 is going to be put into a movie and then available on Netflix, and I think that is like October 20 something or another, and which is actually going to be coming out just before the second season of Stranger Things is going to be released. So that's cool. I haven't watched a whole heck of a lot of Stranger Things. What I seen of it, I liked it, but even still, I've yet to watch it. I'll have to do that. Star Wars. Of course, I have discussed Darth Vader, a movie coming out that I absolutely cannot wait for that sucker to come out. I am so excited. I haven't even heard of a release date on it at all, to be honest with you. When is that sucker coming out? If you guys know, let me in on the secret. I want to know. I want to go out and watch this. I want to see it. I want to just experience the awesome amazingness that is Darth Vader. That man is the baddest motherfucker in the galaxy, and I want to see why. On the big screen, guys. I want to watch that sucker in 3D. Oh, hell yeah. Did you guys know? Did you guys know? All right, so whenever they were doing the filming of 3, episode 3, whenever Anakin and who's that other guy? Obi-Wan Kenobi, whenever they were fighting, all right, doing some of the fights and whatnot, they kept getting yelled at by the director because they were throwing in their own sound effects. The lightsaber, they were doing that shit, and it was they kept getting yelled at. It was like we add those sound effects in post production. Shut up, guys! But yeah, they kept getting yelled at. Oh, that's so funny because again, that would be me. Through and through, that would be me. I would be the guy that would be doing the sound effects and getting yelled at by the director because I can't keep my mouth shut on sound effects because it's that amazing. I mean, come on. From people who have ever watched the Star Wars, you always put your own sound effects into doing a sword fight like that, especially when it's Star Wars related lightsaber. You have to. It's just part of it. It's the way it is, It's like not talking about... Okay, you can't not talk about the flux capacitor and 1.21 gigawatts worth of electricity it takes when you're talking about Back to the Future. That was kind of loud. You can't do that, So, there you go. Another movie that's actually coming out is Han Solo. And I think that's going to be getting released in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember the month, but that's another one that they are working on. And I also seen another movie that I am excited to see, and that is Godzilla Part 2. That one's coming out in 2019 as well. I didn't read anything on it. I didn't really want to. I kind of wanted it to be a surprise. But one of the things that I did at least hear that they're going to be doing, they're working towards this, and that is a Godzilla versus King Kong. Yeah, that too was an amazing movie. I mean, both of them. Because that's one of the things that really impressed me with the Godzilla movies, that they paid honor to the original Godzilla movies. The original storyline of whom he was, whom he fought for, what he represented to the people, to Hong Kong and whatnot. So, they paid honor to that, and I thought that was amazing, because especially with remakes. I mean, it's like, okay, a remake out there that really pissed me off was, granted, the movie itself was good. Don't get me wrong. They did a good job with the movie. I liked it. But that was, okay, now I'm going to warn you guys too. Spoiler alerts, okay? Yeah, Total Recall. All right? The original Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, you did not know what the hell was going on. You had no clue. I mean, you really didn't. It ended that movie on purpose, because he didn't want you to know. That was just part of, the thing that made the movie awesome, was that you had no clue what was going on. You didn't know if this was a part of Total Recall. You don't know if this was real or not. You had no clue, and it did not answer that question for you. I mean, there was like 3 different directions of what was going on and what the possibility was, and it didn't tell you shit. It really didn't. But that's one of the things about the remake, that they totally took the mystery out of it. And that's one of the things that it honked me off with the movie. Granted, they did a great job with the movie. They did a really good job. Special effects, the whole 9 yards. It was cool. They even played honor to the original one whenever they were at the airport with that little halo thing that he had on. And it was the old woman's head there. The same one that Arnold wore whenever the head went all crazy psycho and whatnot, and she was good scene, actually. I recommend watching that movie, even if you only watch it for that scene. Very good scene. But they took the mystery out. They answered the question. It's like, come on, man. You didn't, we didn't know. That was part of what made the movie worth coming back to. Because it's like, dude, I'm trying to figure this out. Kind of like Inception, You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to... All right, I just got a message. Dathan? Oh, yeah, I'm bringing you up in here. Oh, you got an attachment. Yeah, okay. Should I look at it? I think I will look at it. Oh, he got me a picker. All right, I'm going to read this. I wish I could sleep, but my damn ADD kicks in. And, well, basically, 1 sheep, 2 sheep, cow, turtle, duck. Oh, McDonald had a farm. Hey, Macarena. Okay, yeah. Yeah, holy cow, that is so me. Yeah, that's a... Dude, I am so putting that on there for the art for this episode. Yes. Thank you, Dathan. I was... That's awesome. But, yeah, they didn't pay... They took away the mystery of the movie, and they took something away from it in doing so. They really did. Yeah, it was irritating. So, all right, guys, I am going to take a quick break, and when I return, since I talked about, Star Wars, I got to throw some Star Trek into it too. You got to take care of both of them, and that's one of them things, and this is kind of like, all right, yep, ADD again. This is kind of like one of them things with, like back in the day in the music industry, you had, you got Beatles and you got Elvis. You can only like one, you can't like both. And that's kind of one of them things that goes with, of the daytime thing with Star Trek and Star Wars, So, now you kind of got Harry Potter and, what's the other one? Lord of the Rings type of thing. So, I mean, there's those rivals that really don't exist, because in the age of the geek today, you can like them all. So yeah, Age of the Geek no longer separates Star Wars and Star Trek fans and makes us, forces a label upon us, because we don't like labels. We like ones and zeros. All right, guys. Couple minutes. Actually, a minute and a half. Woohoo! Be back soon. All right, welcome back to the Ho-Ho Show, and I am, of course, live, coming at you from the attic. The call-in number, I want to go ahead and give that to you again, just because, hey, I can. Where are you at? Back it up. Oh, you suck. Are you kidding me? All right, it is 217-917-4405, and yes, I did share... I uploaded that to Dropbox, put it on my computer, and I am so going to be using that that message that I got from a friend of mine, Mr. Dathan. Awesome. Oh, yeah, it sends me another one. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, yeah, that ADD thing, that is so me. So ADD. So going to be using that one. All right, guys, moving on. As I said earlier, I was going to talk about Star Trek. And, this is one of them things, too, that, one of the differences between Star Trek and Star Wars is Star Trek is more of a sci-fi because it's more story-based related. Okay? Star Trek, on the other hand, is actually based upon scientific theory. And the physics behind it, there's a lot of truth to them. Just the actual physics of itself. That there's, it is a movie, a series, a show that is based off of scientific theories, physics and whatnot. And the article, and of course, it cracks me up because people, and of course, hey, why not? I do. They get, caught up as far as, and this is an aspect of it too, and this is kind of a why type of thing. Whenever you put yourself out there as a show that is based off of scientific theory and physics and stuff of that nature, of course you open yourself up to the geeks and the scientists who actually research this to see just how accurate and where the holes are. All right, so one of said things that I had found is teleportation a death sentence? Okay, and this question, they more or less brought this up around the whole thing as far as, with in the movie, they're basically falling to their death and beat me up now, beat me up, and then, Chekhov is running through the thing. It's like, I can do it, and he runs through. Actually, he says it in a Russian accent, out of the, yeah, anyway, I can't do that. So I'm not going to try. And so he's running, and he gets to the teleporter, and he saves him just in the nick of time, just before they hit the ground, saves their life. And of which case, me, I'm thinking the whole, aspect of Portal, as far as, Speedy thing comes in, Speedy thing goes out. So if that happens, then you're just going to, there you go. Squish, just like grape. And that's where my mind went. However, the physics behind the teleporter, the science behind the teleporter it's not a teleporter, or it's not a portal, it's a teleporter, which is why the physics behind it is different, because as far as a teleporter is concerned, you are, you're very to the molecular level, you are taken apart, and then transported from one spot to another, and then molecularly put back together again. And that took me a lot of focus to be able to say molecularly. I don't know if that's a real word or not, but I claim it. My word, put it in the dictionary. You got it. See, I am an inventor here, guys. That's right. I should patent my ho-hoisms. My words that I use, like pickers and winders and molecularly, which takes a lot of focus to say. Say it. Go ahead, say it. Yeah, you couldn't, could you? But yeah, so, and one of the questions that it brings up with, the physics question is, is it actually transporting the original molecules, or is it more or less making a duplicate or a copy of you? And of which case, the question is, if it isn't actually teleporting you completely, that if it is doing nothing more than making a molecular copy of you, then is that the same as suicide? Is that the same as a teleporter being a suicide box? And that's actually one of them things, though, too, that I thought was actually kind of spiffy diffy. We have made, teleporters. Okay, we have done, like single-celled molecules and things like that. We've done that to test, the theory out and to see exactly if we can duplicate it, if we can replicate it, which is, again, why that I say that Star Trek is based off of scientific theories, because people try all the time to see if they can actually put these things in action and make something real with it, And, but yeah, now whenever they were doing this to see if they can actually teleport something, they didn't use the Admiral's cat or whoever the cat was that Scotty tried to use in the movie, and they never found the cat again. I don't think they did that, but it's still one of them things that it's amazing how because we've done the whole teleportation thing, and I haven't really heard how much of a success it was. I know that they did it, but I don't know how. If they tried live molecules, if they tried, if they were only doing dead molecules, I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't know how big or how complicated, the object was that they tried to teleport, and how far of a distance they tried to teleport it. I really have no idea. But, they're working on it. It is something that, they're working on. Next story, and since I was talking about Star Trek and Star Wars, I have to bring up Mel Brooks. I really do. And, you've got some amazing movies like, Spaceballs, The History of the World Part 1, Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Oh, I love that movie. And, of course, one of the things that I am actually wanting to bring up, which is Blazing Saddles. Amazing movie. All right. Now, one of the things is, I guess there was an interview that either it was an interview that Mel Brooks did, or it was just, a Twitter post or a Facebook post or something that he did. But one of the things that came out of Mel Brooks' mouth was Blazing Saddles today would not have been made because it is too politically incorrect. That political correctness is the death of comedy. And I absolutely agree. For anybody that has seen... See, because here's one of the things about Mel Brooks and his comedy, okay? Yes, it pushed the boundaries, okay? And he brought it in a total hilariousness to the, to the race thing, to racism. And that's what he did. He brought it out. He made it funny to show people just how ridiculous racism is. That's what he did. He wasn't making fun of any particular race. He was making fun of racism and how ridiculous it is to have such an outlook on people based off of the color of their skin. Because it is ridiculous. It's laughable. And he was completely and utterly making fun of it. But he said that, because political correctness is the death of comedy, that is a movie that would not get made today. And it's sad, but true. Absolutely. And really one of them things that actually, I find it laughable, okay, is I watched that movie or at least bits and pieces of that movie. I was doing something else, so, it didn't actually get, I didn't watch the full movie, okay, but I noticed through watching this movie that they kept a lot of the racial slurs in there, okay. They didn't beep it out, they didn't bleep it, they didn't censor it, they didn't do nothing. But one of the things that they did, all right, now there's a scene where, you got a group of guys sitting around a fire and they're eating their dinner. Their dinner was baked beans. Yeah. Oh, you can imagine what was coming. And it did. Needless to say, of the 5 different categories of farts, the fizz, the fuzz, the fizz, fuzz, fizz, the rip, shit, blow ice, the little dicky thing that goes peep, there was all of them in this scene. And they created some new ones with the blending and the harmonics and the, you know, the fifth note of the barbershop quartet was in this farting scene. It was amazing. It was epic. The angels were singing or crying and running away because their eyes were burning. It was amazing. But here's the thing. Watching this on network television, keeping the racial slurs in, but they had to take out the farts. Are you kidding me? What? What kind of world are we living in that you can't fart on TV? I do not want to be a part of that world. I don't want to be a part of that society. You can't fart on TV. You can't have a good come out on TV. I farted on the radio before. Loud as hell. It was awesome. I've done it on my show and I've done it on other shows. It is great. It is a good release. It is an icebreaker. It is a tension reliever. It is an amazing thing. If you ever have a chance to fart in public, I don't care if it's a drive-by crop dusting. I don't care if it's in the elevator. The more secluded you are, the better. If you can blame it on an old woman, even the best. Especially when they're down the toilet paper aisle. Oh, yes, I have done that too. Good times. If you ever have a chance, do it. Feel free. It is amazing. But why in the world, people, can we not fart on TV? I mean, are you kidding me? It's just the greatest thing ever. All right, guys. That more or less concludes the show. And I just wanted to, I tried a little bit of new, how I did things. I kind of tried a little bit something different, just to help my, to minimize the effects of my ADD and kind of help me get on track and stay on track. And so I really do think that that it turned out much better than, the last show did as far as, the complete, I mean, of course there's going to be randomness, and as randomness comes, I'm going to say it, but I still want to be able to, within the mix of the chaos, be able to find my direction and know my path and still talk about what it is I was wanting to talk about and address. And that is something that I think I was really able to accomplish more on this one because I'm trying something different, So, for those of you out there that have been listening to the show, I thank you. Amazing. Tell your friends, so yeah, it's only going to get better, guys. And I'm excited as hell. I am even doing, clips and whatnot from YouTube and whatnot. I have, looked into it. I've done some things and stuff and whatnot, and learning how to use the program Audacity, which is what I'm using in order to do it. Just doing clips, so yeah, I'm playing around with it, having fun. I do have another purchase that I'm going to end up making another purchase I will be making. There we go. English, guys, is not my strong suit. It's not my first language. Well, the famous words of one of my ancestors once said, ugh. Oh yeah, he wrote that on stone tablet, guys. It was amazing. But anywho, I am going to be making another stupid or ridiculous purchase that I don't really need to be making. But it's kind of one of them things that I want to stay branded. I have located a microphone that I am going to be using for the portable studio, and in which case I did use, finger quotation marks. Right there, I did it again, too, just so you know. But awesome thing. I am going to be getting this shortly, and when this happens, guys, now I'm excited as hell because it's going to be one of them things. I'm going to be squeezing this into the show, into an intro, using it in an outro or something. And the clip that I have, because it is branded, because, well, let's just play the clip. Oh yes, guys! I am so going to be using this within the the radio shows. At at any point in time, it can just pop up. It can just come out and just whatever. And I know that is going to be one of them things that it will make a particular, it'll make some people just want to just absolutely. But I don't care, because it is so funny. It really is. It's so funny. I love it. But yeah. Blue microphone. It is a mobile one. I mean, I am already using the Blue Spark microphone right now. Truth be told, I love the quality of this thing. The audio quality seems to be superb. And I'm not even using an additional mixer or anything at all with it. I mean, this is just the actual compression. The microphone is going straight into the my Focusrite interface, going right into the computer, into the Spreaker Studio. No additional mixer or EQs or anything that's being used. This is strictly just mainly because I'm an idiot and I haven't figured out how to do it right yet. And that's why. I mean, I've tried to do just this and that and the rubber that I throwed in there, and just nothing came out. I mean, it was horrible. I'm still waiting for that balloon to pop. But it hasn't yet. So, I'm still working on it. I'm still trying different stuff. But even still, I mean, this is nothing more than just the computer, the program compression. This is no additional EQ, synthesization, reverb, this and that and the other. None of that stuff. So I'm actually pretty satisfied with it. It's, it does good, but, soon, guys, coming to a radio show near you. Equalization. Reverb. Echo. It'll be fun. All right, guys. That concludes the show. Again, I thank you very much for joining me. You can follow me on Twitter, and that is at HoHo Show. I'm on Facebook, which is jared.the.hoho.show. I'm on Tumblr. I think it's the HoHo Show and then Religion Ho-Ho's Way. Or it's either HoHo Show or the HoHo Show. I don't know. Of course, my website, which is up and going, and I have also added another page onto that. It is, the website, of course, is thehohoshow.com. My email address, hoho@thehohoshow.com. But yes, there is another page that I added onto the website itself. It is a fourth page, and it is episodes. However, I don't know what the deal is with it yet, but the link to get to the page isn't visible from the home page, and it's not even visible from the HoHo Show page. However, the link to get to the page itself is visible from the religion page, which is the information page for the Religion Ho-Ho's Way news feed thing. So yes, it is visible from there, and that will have it is an RSS feed for my actual shows themselves. There will be a handful of them that will be on the site. It is not going to be listen toable from the site. Mainly, it just gives you the headline, or the title of the episode, a description of the episode, and then you can go straight to. There's a link that takes you right to the Spreaker page, and of course you can listen to it right from there. So very cool. Again, I'm still playing with that, with the website, adding things to it, trying to make it user friendly. And who knows where that sucker's going to go as far as what I end up throwing in there, throwing together in it. Good times. I'm liking playing with it. It's fun as hell. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys had a good time. Hope you had some enjoyment out of it. You learned something maybe. Look up that JFK stuff. Oh, it's scary. There's other stuff in there. Oh, I've found out all kinds of crap by doing different research through people and listening to other shows and whatnot. So, I mean, I've got all kinds of research to do on stuff. And that's just one of them that, I only brought that one up because it came back up into the news. That they are trying to get all the information released. I'm just waiting for the conspiracy theory of whom I heard was behind. Well, not the trigger man, I guess you can say, of whom was behind and where he shot from with the JFK assassination. I have not heard that anywhere. So, I mean, I have no idea as far as how reputable it is. But, fact of the matter is, the guy said he wasn't there, and there is photographic evidence that he was. So it's like, there's something amiss. Something smells fishy. So that's what has me curious about it. I mean, if he came out and said, "Oh yeah, I was there," no big deal, I wouldn't question it because, if there's nothing to hide, then you're not going to lie about it. But if there is something to hide, you're going to try to distance yourself from the facts, distance yourself from the happening, distance yourself from where you were. So that's what has me curious about the whole thing. Truth be told, that's why I'm curious about it. That's why I need to do more research into it, and why I don't want to say it. It bothers me. Because it's one of them things. If they're going to kill him, who am I? Anybody that raises a stink that could possibly be put on a hit squad. Did you guys know that whenever Obama had his his hit list, that if I remember correctly, what's them people that the Supreme Court justices said that hey, it's okay that he has that, and he doesn't have to be forced to release the names on that list. That it's okay that it's remained a secret. What? Really? I don't get it. But anyway, guys, that concludes the show. There's some more ADD moments for you. All right, thank you very much for listening. You guys have a wonderful day. And tomorrow, yes, tomorrow will be an amazing episode with my GBFF, my gay best friend forever. And we're going to be discussing a book and just the religious and spiritual aspects of this book. It's going to be a good show. Religion Ho-Ho's Way, Sunday edition, 7 p.m. Join me there. It's going to be a good time, guys. In studio, in the attic. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was supposed to be my outro music, but yeah, I kind of screwed that up again. See, again, it's an ADD moment, it screws me up every time. Oh, I hate it. Actually, what I did is I switched to the wrong screen. It's actually supposed to be sounding a little bit more like, hold on, I did. Well, okay, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4. I lost track. Okay, here we go. Here's the song that's supposed to be playing. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm done. I'm not going to let this play out. All right. Thank you much for joining me. You guys have a great day. Bye.